Hi, everyone. We have a real nice edition of TradeGate Hub stream Trade with Coach today because I'm joined with Michael Venezia, who is a pro trader at TradeGate Hub. Has been around the block quite a few times. I follow Mike's work. Thought this would be a good time, Mike, for you and I to get together and dissect what's going on. Last week we had some downside action, had a reversal in the S&P, and I saw what you posted in main chat this morning, Mike. I think it's going to be worth a look because could be major shift that might kick off some type of correction. Is that what you're thinking if we take out that channel?
Well, you know what? Let me say something. Guy, you see this?
Yeah,
Why am I not allowed to log in for a?
there you
Yeah.
go.
All right. You know what? First of all, yeah, Mike. Good morning. First of all, Coach. I don't want to
Good
sound
morning, buddy.
yeah, I don't want to sound so formal. Thank you for the introduction. I have been around the block a couple of times. Doesn't mean well, maybe it does actually.
It does, Mike.
Yeah,
You,
it
you know,
does.
you know what I say, Mike? You can't learn experience. It only happens with the passing of time and having your teeth kicked in and living through that adversity.
Uh,
And but you know what? You can learn from the experienced. You can't
no,
learn it, but you could learn from.
no, I appreciate that, and we'll get. I even more so
I mean,
appreciate the fact that
I learned a lot from Gordon Gecko.
no, I have. Well, believe me, I have too. He's the reason why I'm in the business. I don't know if I should be happy. I don't know the reason. I don't know if I should like him or hate him anymore. He's the reason I'm in the business. But with that being said, I'm glad you caught my thought because I was trying to be modest and you only a seasoned veteran like yourself would catch that thought and spoke for me. But it was also predicated upon not having an ego. And I wanted to
Yeah,
say maybe I've earned the right to say what I'm things that I'm going to say, being in this a quarter century at a high level. So yeah, I'm here to just help. I'm not here to pontificate or be in a soapbox. I'm here to help. So you know what?
yeah.
We have been more active on TradeGate Hub. You and I even recently, and you know what? I've I'm sure everybody. I'm not the first person to say this, but I find that there are more cross currents than usual, and I'm going to tell you why. Here's right
Okay.
here. The fear and greed index. Listen, we've talked a lot about this
Yeah,
and I think I don't think it has to be predicated upon age, but I think that the older you get, the more you trade on sentiment. The younger you are, the more empirical you like to be, and more exact and calculating. Either way can work. It's your own plan and own trading system. With that being said, is I do follow it. I know you do too, to a degree. So
I do.
the fear and greed index right here. And by the way, that's why
It
the
bothers me because I'm bearish and I feel like I have too much company.
Well, I have, listen, I could give you literally, and I'm sure you could as well, much like a horse race, if you will, or even a football team playing against each other. I can literally give you 50, okay, whatever, 20 to 50, maybe even 100 reasons why everybody should be bearish and why everybody should conversely should be bullish.
Right.
But things that I follow make me bearish, and I haven't been bearish. And by the
No,
way,
you haven't. Mike, how long have I known you? About a year or so
yeah,
now?
about a year, give or take. Yeah. And I've been bullish.
I've watched you, sell things and book profits, but mainly rotate from
Yes.
sector to sector. I mean, you're really the type of guy who does a lot of. You look at everything and you just flow with the money flow and the momentum and leadership is what I've noticed, and that's why I wanted to talk to you today. Is I've been on the other side. I've been right for some reactions. I've gotten run over with markets blowing to new highs. But it is the first time since I've known you that I've seen you be a little cautious about what's going on here. So I want to get this out to people. So
Okay.
tell us why you're feeling this way. Because
Okay.
fear and greed as a contrarian indicator wouldn't really be a contrarian indicator right
Well,
now, would
listen,
it?
we talked about being a little bit more having sentiment. There's a lot of empirical data that leads the market that the market's going to go higher. And that's the put coach, you tell Dale, you coach, whatever it is, you tell me the put call ratios.
Yeah, everything.
It's mind blowing. And on top of the fear, when you're 2% or whatever it may be, 1, 2%, 3% off the high, and the
Yeah.
fear and greed index is there, and everybody's all, I just don't, and yet again, I don't get affected. Listen, like I said, I have my Twitter feed here, and I got pros, and my Twitter feed and who I follow is what is about quality and not quantity. And I devised my own plan. Let me digress. I always say in the videos.
I know it took a lot of time to curate a list like that. I'm on Twitter too, and there's also a lot of junk out there. Do you share your curated lists with members at TGH?
It's one of the, listen, everybody can go back to, all the videos are right here to the right as everybody, or if they don't know, go back for past videos. Here you can go back. It's one of the first things I say, every morning is, it's the routine. I lost my train of thought for a second. I
Right.
apologize.
It's your process.
Yeah, it's part of the process. And like I said, nobody really has a better trading system. It's only maybe I know how to do my system better than other people know how to do their system. So with that being said is, yeah, I am a little bit bearish, and seasonality plays into it. That's chirping in the back of my head. And not because I read the headlines about seasonality, how about this is the weakest time of the year. It's about how I've seen it to be that way. So much like how I started off younger, and I'm sure you did, I had 12 screens in front of me, and I had, I looked like I was in a stealth bomber. Much like my Twitter feed, it's narrowed down to, once again, not to be redundant, quality, not quantity. And everybody on here, I trust. I have
How many, Mike?
how many? And by the way, I'm not alone with what I'm thinking. How many?
Yeah,
do
I know a lot of people do that. They never learned how to trade. All they do is follow people.
How many people?
What do you say about that? People,
36. I follow 36 people. I follow.
okay, that's not much, man.
No, but like I said,
Yeah,
I understand why people follow more.
Yeah.
But like I said, you got to be on a high level and seen a lot to make my list. I'm being honest.
Okay.
Everybody here is, either older or as
Yeah.
seasoned as me, or that's all. Look at you, go through it. And what I'm saying,
I know some of these guys.
Yeah, of course. But you know what? Even if you might follow Christian Frommer, who I know you do know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if you don't want to follow him, follow who else he did. Follow who he might like. This guy's awesome, by the way. I get a lot of my Bloomberg information by him. Good guy,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. But what I'm saying is, I only follow 34, 40 guys. And much like I used to have 12 screens, I have 4. Much like I used to follow 100, I have 38, 39, whatever. And you know what? I am a big believer, and maybe I'm being hypocritical. I will get on the soapbox that less is better. That's all I can say.
I agree. I tell traders that I hate the term newbie, but people that want to learn how to trade, I use this metaphor, and then I want to get a little more specific with you, is that you probably knew guys at the Comex and NYSE, and they never left one station or one ring or one pit and knew that market like the back of their hand. They didn't have to be diversified to be a good trader in one market.
No. Matter of fact, I think in many walks of life, if not all, the more you're a specialty, the more you do, or more you're compensated, from what I understand.
All right. So we were talking about why you feel a little bearish about the market, and you showed basically 2 things why we shouldn't be. The put call ratio is not extremely bullish, which is a contrary, a lot of call buying, there's more put buying. So what are the cracks that you're seeing?
The cracks that are seeing are I'm seeing
downgrades.
Well, no, not downgrades. It's how stocks are reacting,
how they're trading.
And I'll go to my quotes in a second. I'll go to charts and everything like that. I'll get sexy, if you will. I don't like that everybody's chasing the same stocks. Everybody's chasing Unity. So I'll get to the charts once again.
Yeah, I know where you're going, but that's a very nice looking uptrend that we're right on the verge of, the S&P 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's, once again,
the whole cosmos is looking at that chart.
No, exactly. That's the bottom line. I could go SDC, nice move. I'm in that.
Yeah.
That's good to know. With that being said, is everybody is looking at the same trend line. And I don't want to say it's a crowded thought, but everybody's put it up. I don't know if that's a proper vernacular. And that says it by the fear and greed index. Now, the leaders are starting to crack a little bit, and that means Apple reacted poorly to news, Unity software. Everybody's on Upstart, although Upstart right now, UPST is a symbol. Once again, we'll get to it already.
Is Apple the highest market cap stock in the US?
I actually think it might be Mike. Oh, you know what? Let's look here.
Because so goes Apple, so goes the market.
Well, that's what I said. It is Apple. And that's what I said. It's you want to see if Apple and Microsoft start to decouple.
They have
And
last week they started, didn't they?
yes, they did. This is the chart on Apple, and I like the fact that it had more news than it had in 4 or 5 months, if you will.
Look at the volume on the break Friday.
That's what I said. It's had more volume than it's had in 5, 6 months. Now, I thought, listen, it's arguable. If you could see here, the moving averages are the 50-day, the 10-day, the 21-day. Some people follow the 8-day instead of the 10-day. Some people follow the 20-day instead of the 21-day. You get the picture.
Yeah.
So I don't like the fact that the leaders broke a cup the 8-day and the 20-day.
False breakout, it looks like to me, and my work has it as a rising wedge, and it touched the top of the wedge line.
And same with there. There's Microsoft.
Microsoft looks better to me.
It does look better. It's holding better, but once again, it's coming up with a little bit more volume that we would like. And let's look at Upstart. And I'm looking at the leaders, and this is what they're doing is Upstart. And by the way, the reason why the market is holding up right now, we all know it's crude oil and how crude is doing. So there's the channel on Upstart. Everybody's tripping over himself to get into that. But I don't like the fact that the major leaders, like, let's look at, and listen, I might be old, and that's fine.
Yeah, were you up? Oh, you're not a yuppie.
No, I'm not a yuppie, actually. There's a chart of Minnesota mining, below all moving averages. There's a chart of Caterpillar, below moving averages. Here's a chart of something like Las Vegas Sands, getting a lot even today.
Annihilated.
Let's look at a chart of Citicorp, well off the yearly highs.
You know why? What people are saying, Mike, about this, and I want I tell you, it flashed red lights to me because I heard the same thing in the year 2000. In .com, and someone said, well, I'm getting out of all my other stuff. I'm just going to buy Cisco. It's a safe stock. And we know what happened in that bubble. Cisco got pummeled along, even though it didn't disappear like .coms. But what I'm hearing now, and the performance in the large cap, mega cap tech, like Microsoft, like Apple, like FANG, like MAGA, is that they are, listen to this word, quote, safe stocks.
You know why
I've heard it, quote unquote, safe stocks, because they work in any environment. Go ahead.
This is the safe stock, and that's why that's been going up. That's been the
it was safe.
That's been your certificate of deposit for the ARC trades and everybody right there.
Right.
If you will. And now they're starting to pour a little bit money out of it. Now you're going to see if the rotation continues or the rest of the market goes with it. Like I said, I don't like the fact that all these stocks are below their 200-day moving averages. And then I hear my guys, and by the way, I don't want to go into a tweet guy, but there are more stocks that are below the 200 moving average than some time.
How about the 50, Mike? I talked to someone earlier who said that has shrunk phenomenally, the number of stocks above their 50.
Exactly. That I agree about. You know what? And the VIX is popping a little bit. It's had the most volume. Listen, this is 3 days in a row volume for the VIX. You can't go back until that last May when we were talking about last time, when it's had moves with, three right here, 3 volume days with the VIX.
Yeah.
3 volume days with, this is where the VIX went. I don't know why it's so complacent, considering if everybody wasn't so put it up, the VIX would be 30. And you know what? The reason why I'm bearish is it should be at 30. And I think the move to 30 is coming.
And those spikes and then giving it all back. If you had that on a EKG, you would say that someone had an erratic heartbeat.
That's correct.
So there's something erratic happening in the VIX, because I would look at those big updates and go, well, here we go. That's a breakout. Then it would give it back. And then moves from 18 to 25 aren't normal in 24 hours, are they?
No, they're not. And here's a bearish situation right here. You can see my screen. Trade alert down, CBOE, option alert server currently recovering from an outage. You know what I mean? There's more that says it right there. Everybody's loading into the options with these gamma moves.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm being facetious that is a true thing. The CBOE is down, but I was being a
Wow.
little bit facetious. But when
Yeah.
when that goes down, then it's all over. Uh,
So tactically, what do you do in an environment like this, Mike?
well, you don't want to anticipate. I like to react better because if there are moves and there are, as the VIX gets higher, I can trade. I want the VIX. I want the VIX to go to 50. That's like Doyle Brunson saying everybody's a rookie at the, wants every rookie at the table to sit with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The more the volatility goes up, the more the pros, the cream rises. Granted, you know what I mean. The volatility is going to be extreme or extended. I'm okay with that. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to to buy all that Bank of America. I'm an active well, at least my main fund is being an active manager. So what I'm looking at, I'm going to look at. I have a couple of sites that I look for that I always put in or put back or
Yeah.
at least put my spin on it.
This is
Back
our
on
main chat. This is our main chat room. Those of you watching on YouTube, this is what Mike posts every morning before the opening.
And I'm not going to lie, it's a compilation from a couple of other feeds and sites that I try to. I mean, I'm trying to. I have my best option guide that I put and I post in, or I basically put my own spin in it, or I paraphrase, if you will. Then I have, and my option guides are, by the way, I stand on that. It's one of my bread and butters because volatility and volume tells the story. And by the way, I don't care what it says. I don't care if it's an option volume in an option, a volume in an ETF, or a volume in an individual equity. That tells the story. So
Yeah, it's people voting with their wallets, bro.
I'll live and die with that theory. And I'm not, listen, like I said, I don't have an ego, but that will hold. So what that being said is this is tactical sentiment that leads you to believe that where the market is starting every day. Obviously, green is being the market's overbought.
Okay.
So oversold, actually. This is the put call ratios I post in every morning. They're nothing very extreme to where they should be, considering where the fear and greed index, put call index should be exacerbated. You know what I mean? It should be exploding. Sector sentiment, a hot option flow. I put in today's focus, some numbers. I put the upgrades and downgrades. Walter Bloomberg, obviously everybody knows him. I could put the upgrades and downgrades from briefing.com if I want on there. I do subscribe to that. There's chart pattern. I put him on there. Jim Cramer, yes, he's considered Joe Sixpack, if you will. But he leads, has a lot of credence in the market.
Yeah, I wish I had his bank account.
Well, you know what? The guy's still in it for. No, his guy's worth what, 8 figures, 9 figures, possibly, and he's still doing it every morning. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that
with a passion.
It's a young man's game.
And here is my top list. I mean,
Okay.
this is a symbol that I make up. It's biggest gainers with large range. So right here we have. Let's look at even big poppers. This is what stocks that are near the high right now as we approach 10 minutes to the LEV at the high, fuel cell at the high, JMI at the high. So you know what I'm saying? These are stocks at the low. Relative volume. Life has 15,000% of its volume as of 9:40 a.m. and it's got a huge range. I'm interested. Same with MOTV, even fuel cell. So these are I have an alert page that I use that shows low floaters. Las Vegas Sands, that was one of the first things we mentioned. LVS is in play. Not surprisingly, Win is following. So you know what I mean? I have products that I use, and it's my job, in TradeGate Hub, along with these different sector sentiments or RSIs and upgrades. And we come up with a plan. And you know what? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. But if we do it every day and everybody contributes, and we got guys, you and I, that have 100 years experience between us and my peers that I have here, it's a one-stop shop. We have stocks that the team put together right here. It's the same list as this. Don't get me wrong. But you know what? You go New York Stock Exchange stocks, top US losers. They're right there. Same thing. And so what I'm saying is,
nice design, very user friendly, and we provide some content to it's not an easy thing to be successful in the markets, and what we're doing is trying to add value and give you guys some tools to guide you instead of just hyping you about 1,000% returns and so forth. Anyway, to me, Mike, I think before Christmas, we're going to be talking more about return of capital than return on.
No,
So,
I do too. And it's not this old bearish type of situation. You know what? As I even look at now, you can see my flip. By the way, UNG making multi-year highs is bearish.
yeah,
That's a fact.
yeah,
Uh, Gap and fade action, only 10 stock. This is 1 minute ago, only 10 stocks up 10 or more. Here's the gap and fade right here today. So, you know
yeah,
what?
look at that.
I say that might give, I say I can give you 100 reasons why the market's bearish or bullish. Maybe now I can give you 102 why I'm bearish instead of 98. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, Mike. And you know, I respect you. I watch your work, I watch your calls, and I like your demeanor. Um, are you working with new traders?
Yeah, I want to work with new traders. You know what? The thing is, we got a good team of interns below me. We have as well as the peers. And you know what? I take offense when some people say, I don't want to take offense. I'm more confident than that at this age or this level. But they say that when you start teaching, you can't really perform as a trader anymore. And I completely beg to differ because
But
it's
they ought
one
to
thing.
look up the life of Richard Dennis.
Yeah, no, you know what? I'll look it up too. I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, Richard Dennis, he's the one who taught the turtles. They didn't
Oh,
know anything. And Richard Dennis wasn't his only business, but he was a very successful trader. And he
uh,
also had another business where he cleared orders from floor brokers.
wow.
So it's really not a true statement that just because you have different revenue streams or you do different things that you don't know how to trade. So
That's
anyway, I've been
incredible.
hearing
You
that
know
for
what?
years.
At least,
It's just from people that are trying to rationalize their own inadequacies.
no, that's fine.
So
At least I have a new
I
book
let
to
it.
read now. Richard
Yeah,
Dennis. Done.
yeah,
Uh,
Richard Dennis. There you go.
another thing, I did lose my train of thought again. Yeah, do I help? Yeah, here it is. Do I want to help new traders? Naturally, that's why I'm here. I have a big enough capital and big enough buying power where I'm not living, knock on wood, actually, I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. So I know teaching isn't what I'm getting compensated for. It's leaving some sort of legacy that somehow I can make a difference. And that's really the bottom line. I don't know how to say
Well,
it.
I'll tell you, man, you have come a long way since your days at JT Marlin.
No, it wasn't JT Marlowe. You know what? Well, I'm not going to get it. That may be in the book.
I
Hey, you
knew
know
I'd
what?
get it. I knew I'd get a laugh out of you on that one.
But this is what I
What's the
said.
rip again?
The rip, by Jesus. But I started out as a broker. Legit. I started
Yeah,
out as a
I know.
broker. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
did too.
this is what I said a day ago. Not many stocks are up as much as they should be. That's a touch early, but I'm just
I
saying.
know.
And
You
that was the
started to
futures were
feel it.
up 30 handles.
Yeah.
So,
So everyone, if you like what you're hearing and seeing from Mike on this video, all you have to do is go to www.tradegate.com. Hey, here's another advantage for you. It's free for now.
yeah, it is.
So yeah, come on in and mastermind with us. I mean, Mike and I are doing it. We have maybe another 20, 30 people contributing, and we want to build it. And you could always ask us questions. You have a stock symbol, you want to ask Mike. He's just like his idol, Jim Cramer. He'll answer your question on that particular security. If you have a currency question, send me your chart. I'll give you my analysis. And we welcome you to be part of our community. And Michael, I want to thank you for your time today. I know the open is the busiest time of day for you. And I was thinking about this. If you're open to it, I think we should do this every Tuesday.
No, coach. Yeah, look at see this, these steel stocks fell to the downside too. No, coach, I'm doing
Yeah.
it every Tuesday too. It helps me as well. It
Does it?
helps me as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually it
because
does.
you're accountable. Yeah, it makes you more accountable, even though your P&L is what makes you accountable.
No, well, you know
Michael,
what? I'm not
go
into
ahead.
micromanaging my positions anymore. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it is what they're gonna. It is what it is. Believe me, I know what's going on.
Well, I'll tell you what, Michael, I'm glad our paths crossed here at TradeGate
I
Hub.
do too. It's an honor, coach. So we're gonna do it every Tuesday. We'll make it happen from now on.
All right, so there you go. We're starting a new era of Dale Pinkert and Michael Venezia breaking down, talking markets. Now you guys have a feel for what happens when two pros at TradeGate Hub get together and talk markets. We'll see how things unfold.
Okay.
And that's going to be a wrap. Good luck, good
Thank you,
hunting.
everyone.
Thank you, Michael. Our goal here is to build up and edify traders every day.
And we're gonna do it, coach. One trader at a time. Enjoy your day, everybody. Trade well. Have a plan. Thank you.
Okay, that's a wrap.